What if the government placed money into an investment account for your child at birth and required that it stay invested for the long term? That's the idea behind what's now being called a Trump account. The concept sounds simple, but the planning implications are more nuanced than they first appear. At its core, a Trump account is a new custodial-style traditional IRA for minors. It was created by federal law in 2025 and is expected to become available in mid-2026. The child is the beneficiary, while a parent or guardian manages the account until age 18. Initially, these accounts may be opened through the U.S. Treasury with the option to transfer to a financial institution afterward. This structure tells us something important right away. This is not a general-purpose savings account. It is designed to function as a long-term, retirement-oriented investment vehicle. One of the more notable features is how these accounts are funded. Eligible children, generally those under age 18 with a Social Security number, may qualify. There is also a one-time government seed contribution of $1,000 for children born between 2025 and 2028, assuming the appropriate election is made. Beyond that, annual contributions are capped at $5,000 per child. That total can include family contributions, employer contributions, and even payroll-based contributions. That combination, an initial seed plus ongoing contributions, introduces the potential for long-term compounding, but it also introduces complexity around tracking and coordination. The investment structure is intentionally constrained. These accounts are limited to low-cost index mutual funds, or ETFs, tied to broad U.S. equity markets. At least 90% must be allocated to U.S. equities, and leverage is not permitted. From a planning standpoint, this keeps costs low and simplifies implementation, but it also limits flexibility. You are not building a customized portfolio here. You are participating in broad market exposure over time. This is where discipline is built into the structure. Withdrawals are generally not permitted before age 18. After that, the account transitions into a more traditional retirement framework. At that point, assets can remain in the account, roll into a traditional IRA or workplace plan, or potentially convert to a Roth, subject to tax considerations. From there, standard IRA rules apply, including taxation on withdrawals and required minimum distributions later in life. In practical terms, this is long-duration capital. It is not designed for short-term flexibility. To understand where this fits, we have to compare it with tools clients already use. A 529 plan remains more aligned with education funding. UTMA and UGMA accounts offer broader flexibility and fewer restrictions on use, but they may create ongoing tax implications. Trump accounts occupy a different space. They offer tax-deferred growth and a structured, long-term framework, but with more constraints. For families, I would focus on 3 practical questions. First, what is the objective? If the goal is education, a 529 plan may still lead. Second, how does this integrate with existing accounts? These tools are not mutually exclusive. They are layered. And third, what are the tax and control implications over time? Because those will ultimately determine how useful this structure becomes. From a market perspective, the impact is likely gradual rather than immediate. These accounts reinforce long-term participation in equities. That does not change short-term market dynamics, but it does reflect a continued emphasis on ownership of productive assets over time. For investors, the takeaway is not tactical, it is structural. This is about long-term capital formation, not short-term positioning. As with most policy developments, the headline is only the starting point. The real value comes from understanding how or if it fits into your overall plan. If you would like to discuss whether a Trump account makes sense for your family, your children, or your long-term planning strategy, we would welcome that conversation. Want to know more about how we can help you live the life you imagine? Use the link in the description to contact LRG Wealth Advisors or to subscribe to our newsletter. I am LaRue Gibson from LRG Wealth Advisors. Take care.